welcome to the Unicorn Convention podcast. I am Jared, and I am not the host.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Yeah, hi. This is Finn, I guess. I am your host, and with me is my co-host,
Jack. Thank you for the introduction.
That is... Guys, I forgot his name for a second.
Was it because I was too entrenched in the sim? Maybe I was just that.
Yeah, you
disconnected.
in the racing sim a few minutes ago. I just forgot that you existed. I forget it.
Don't worry, you're not the
Jack,
other one.
I forget everyone else's names. Who else here? Who else is here?
Bailey.
There we go. And,
Hello,
That's
I'm
not your
returning.
name.
No, my name is Jimmy John Jimison III. And we've got to my left.
Hi, it's Will.
William McGinnis.
I love how I said to my left as if we're recording this like visually. Like people are gonna know that he's sitting on my
For a
left.
second, I
Well,
thought
now
you were
I
just
do.
going to say that you got your left and rights wrong.
No, he is actually on my
Yeah,
Will
right
is-
for me, but-
he's on my right from...
Yeah.
Well, he's on my
Again,
right.
we're still discussing the directionality of where we're sitting,
so
but like
just
it doesn't.
visualize.
Yeah,
I'm looking for the hidden camera.
Will is
All of
on
the
Bailey's
audience.
left and my right.
all of the audience at home, Will is on everyone's right except for mine.
Has everyone said hello?
I think so.
Yep.
In case.
Hi.
Hello.
What?
We did it at the same time.
Okay. Well, yes, you have me, Finn, Jack, Jared, Bailey, and Will, the same five from last episode, back again to talk, I guess, I suppose. So, you know what? I do have a question, and it's a very quick introduction one of just what do you think an underrated crew role is?
Oh gosh. I mean, an underrated crew role, I think, would be the production designer. The only reason that I say that, I think it's appropriately rated, but I have such a high bar now after working on Deck of Deceit with one of the best production
So
designers
it's
ever.
Caitlin.
True.
Shout out to Caitlin.
Shout out to Caitlin. Go watch the
Appetizers.
go listen to the Appetizers podcast.
Well, shout
Um,
out there.
Shout out to that. Subscribe to her on YouTube. Yeah.
I think a gaffer is among the most underrated. You always think about the cinematographer, but the gaffer has a huge part in the look. So make sure everything...
Gaffer is lighting, for those who don't know.
I was getting to that.
Yeah, and like, they're one of the most important things in that famous line, lights, camera, action.
Yeah.
Like, you need a gaffer if you want to be able to say that, or else it's
Yeah.
just got to be like, why are you saying lights? We don't have any lights.
A lot
Gaffer,
of look comes from
cinematographer.
lights. It's not always easy to pull off, but when it is, it's fucking astounding.
Yeah. What other roles are there?
I'm gonna throw a curveball and say catering because
You bitch.
Yeah.
I was going to say catering.
we've all heard of at least one kind of film experience where you've got people who are difficult on set, and a big part of that could be because they are very parched. So
You saying when like someone is hangry?
exactly,
You're
like
not you when you're
just
hungry.
The constant takes and just the sometimes the dragginess of the experience can get to you. So having top-notch catering can placate those issues and ensure that everything runs smoothly.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to add to the point that no one can really be mad at you for it. Like, if the food takes forever, you can just blame where you're getting it from. You can be like, oh, it just took forever, it's all my fault. Like, yeah. And everyone will love you for it, because we all love to be fed.
Yeah, I rescind my answer. Catering's underrated.
Yeah.
So underrated, I didn't even think about it.
That's very, very true.
I think though, first AD is
hey, respect
it's
to
very
the
high
ADs.
up but underrated because
Under the
if you
radar.
think about, you know, when like the credits roll and it's like all the artsy credits before like the rolling credits,
The
Yeah.
artsy-fartsy
you
stuff.
get like production designer, cinematographer, all those different ones that are also awards at the like a lot of the different awards, especially Academy Awards. But then when it gets to the rolling credits, the first one up there is first AD. So they get their respect there, but they don't get the show of the line in the other one. And like they are a lot of the behind the scenes. You don't actually know what they've actually done. It's such an invisible sort of role that isn't fully recognized because there isn't that full margin you're able to showcase on the screen. And I've enjoyed doing first AD a few times to where I like it and I get that respect of like I wish it got more recognition, but it's also just there are going to be some of those roles that you don't fully get the whole grasp of, like crowd services.
And if you're a first AD, some of the time you get to do the clapperboard, which is iconic.
It's actually, I think, like a first AC's job in like a much bigger crew.
Yeah.
It's more like
in a bigger crew, there's like
in
a
like the
specific-
skeleton crews where so many people wear different hats.
skeleton
That's-
crew
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good fucking
show.
show.
Oh, yeah, I did like it.
I will also say shout out to production assistants. Like they're really, I guess,
helping hands.
helping
we all need
hands.
a helping hand.
Like I feel like it's sort of one of the ones that's not quite as glorified. Therefore, I think that it's underrated,
Yeah.
even though everyone has definitely been that role
AKA
at some
set
point.
runner.
Unnamed
Yeah.
slave.
Shout out
Yeah,
to the
unnamed
assistant's assistant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Now, let me think. Let me look over what's actually next. Okay, so now, as this is the spirit of filmmaking with the roles, we're going to talk a bit of filmmaking throughout here. So, I'd like to know a bit of a story time on each of you of a moment on set that has taught you the most about filmmaking.
I'm happy to start us off.
Thank God. I saw like the eyes glazing around.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Who's going to go first?" And I was like,
I was like, oh, this
I
is
will
awkward.
do it. A moment on set that taught me a lot about filmmaking would probably be when on Deck of Deceit, when we had obviously our planned lead actor pull out.
Well, not obviously to the listeners.
Sorry, not obviously to the listeners, but obviously to everyone in this room. We had our lead actor pull out and I had to step in as lead actor. That taught me a lot about how much a production is always like just a little bit on fire. Like we're all just like
Flip on its head.
yeah, we're all just on a sinking ship and we're trying to plug the holes so that we stay afloat. I feel like that's a very apt description for what filmmaking is.
Yeah.
And that was sort of my first experience sort of being like, oh wow, this is all going horribly wrong, but still working out really well somehow.
It's what I like to say. Filmmaking is fucking madness, and we love it.
You want to hear a fun story and similarity to that is for John Wick, they actually lost like I think it was like $5 million of their budget the day before they had to start filming. And they had to get that back or else they were going to have to cut a fuck ton of things, maybe not even shoot, and have to delay it perhaps. But Eva Longoria clutched it and was like,
And got the
what's the
money back?
term, like angel investor or something, and yeah, got the money back. She put in her own money and then John Wick got to start filming. This is where someone else now goes.
I'll go. So
Okay.
I have done boom miking on some of the Nanobot productions, and I've learned, I won't say I've learned, but I've gained a whole new respect for the people who do it on like multi-day shoots, like these big budget films, these ones that take like weeks, months to make. Like holding the boom mic up for as long as they do for particular scenes, it's very taxing. Like having to hold it, not only just hold it up, but hold it in the desired position. It can be, you know, it gives your endurance a bit of a test, but when you perfect it, it really, and you get the feedback from those who review it, it makes it all the more gratifying. I've heard also there's been experiences on the set where we've had people who are maybe not as competent with the boom mic, and so just hearing that makes me a lot more confident in my ability, and it makes that whole learning experience just that more gratifying.
Yeah, because sound, as we learn in université, is very, very important. Because visuals, especially at this sort of level of our filmmaking, you can be like, oh, I can understand the visuals, but like audio is just that important because, I don't know, something to do with our ears.
I feel like
The way
it's
we perceive
because
things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel like, but it's also because just in our generation and stuff, we have access to so many different ways to film and record things that because of that, you see different things on TikTok of different quality and yada yada yada. And we're so used to able to just see that variety that it's perfectly fine as long as it's good sound. But that good sound makes it so hard to actually be able to process that because we're also always listening to things. You can close
It's
your eyes.
subconscious almost.
Yeah, you can close your eyes and you still hear the world. You kind of block off the world and you can see, but you still will be able to hear the muffling.
Yeah, your hearing's a bit more of a sense that can be irritated much more often. So stop bad sounds, make it good. Story time. I was originally going to talk about, I think it taught me about filmmaking from Debated, but 10 minutes ago or so, we had a conversation about Deck of the Seats.
Deck of the Seat.
Yes. And second night shoot, there was the last scene, and we're all a bit crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So when we went to shoot a scene, we didn't account for the full frame, and there was this really glaring issue of light in the reflection of a TV. A significant amount of time in editing, trying to find a way to fix this. And
Mostly you.
yeah, mostly. And from there was this miracle where this one shot we took at the very end, where it was just us unloading some nerves and screwing around, had a perfectly clean shot of this TV. And we could use that as a base for trying to try and hide that light, which was still difficult, but also godsend to have that clean image. And that's kind of taught us, or reinforced, check everything before you start. Always keep an eye out for a miracle, I guess.
Yeah, don't be afraid to hit film when you're just messing around.
Yes.
Because you could accidentally stumble upon really amazing footage that we actually need in post.
Don't save everything for fixing in post, but sometimes a little thing
If
helps.
you need to fix it in post, you need to fix it in post. So, for my experience that taught me a lot about filmmaking, it has to be about what I like to call the smashing windows experience. Which is got everyone to laugh. Like, in fact, when we told our uni class what happened, they also had the exact same reaction, so it's fine.
Yes,
So-
it's called Schadenfreude.
I think it was more shock than anything else.
I know.
Holy shit, you did that?
Exactly. So, for the Nanobot project called Morning, we had a scene where the two characters are fighting each other near a window, and for some unbeknownst reason, unlike the final cut where you see they just stand up, they grab, and just chuck straight back on the table, originally before that, we were going to do a smash, like, it held up against a window frame, and then go to the table, which was a horrible idea, because when we weren't even filming, we were doing a practice run through. Our actor Mitch, hit his elbow on the window and it smashed, and he got cut on his elbow, which thankfully I'm just glad it wasn't worse, and also the cost wasn't too bad to replace it, so that was good. But yeah, I think that because I was first AD, and I felt really guilty that I let it happen, because safety is one of those big priorities on set. And even though it wasn't all on me, like I wasn't the one doing the choreography or anything, I was mostly just sitting there watching at that point. But I think it taught me to trust my gut around stuff like that, because like as it was happening, I could just feel something like inside me that wasn't quite like this could go wrong. It was such an easy, like, we didn't have to put our actors in danger, like it wasn't that important, but we didn't really say anything. So I'm just happy that in the end that it didn't go horribly wrong. And I think just from now on that I'm gonna ensure that safety and just trust my gut, and I think that's something.
I just want to point out that Jared's talking about all this while sitting in front of a window.
I swear to God, if you destroy that window...
I'm not gonna destroy that window. Whenever I'm around like Matt or whoever knows about that project, we always make jokes about, oh, don't smash the window.
Well, that's a really important thing that I learned at acting school was if you're ever doing like more so for stage,
Yeah.
but it can also be used for like amateur filmmaking. If you're doing like a fight scene, the actions that you do have to be repeatable at least 10,000 times without anyone getting hurt. So you need to be able to like throw someone around 10,000 times without them getting hurt. And normally what it is that whoever's doing the throwing isn't actually doing it. So it's on the other actor to control their own body.
To like throw themselves.
Although ironically that does also cause some injuries, because actors are like, oh yeah, no, I'll just go for it, and then they accidentally like throw their full head into the toilet where they were getting like their head slammed against it.
Like, yeah, I can
That's
do
so
this
many credits.
10,000
Yeah.
times. Bonk.
Yeah.
I like both of those tales in that way. Mine I got told this, I think, second year of uni by one of my teachers, and it's just a simple thing that I fully love to carry over, because that is the actual reality in it, is just 20% filming, 80% standing around is like just what being on set is.
Yeah, especially if you're like an AD or a director.
Yeah, especially when like those ones that aren't, say, cinematographer or gaffer that's like working at the shop, because they need to take their
Or if you're an
time.
actor doing a bit part.
Yeah. And it's a lot different, especially like we do such small what are the words? Short films. We do such small, I forgot that word for a second. We do small short films that Jared just did like a hand signal that broke me out of it, and I think losing my flow, but that's all I really got for that. But I also feel like another way of sort of learning it is, I was trying to do a segue, but it's not charming. But someone really wants to talk about something which has this Storytime filmmaking thing. So I'm gonna throw it to him. Bailey, what did you do on the weekend?
What did I do on the weekend? Well, boy, am I glad you asked. I went to Supernova. Yay!
No one's
What's
cheering.
Supernova?
Supernova, it's like a Comic Con meets Game Con. It's kind of like a big convention that happens in Sydney and Perth, and they normally happen within a week of each other, and I'm pretty sure it's yearly. And it happens around, June time. As of recording this, I went last weekend, like 2 days ago. I don't know when this episode's going to come out, but I would assume it might not be around the same time.
It'll come out 2026.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so this came out last year's Supernova. No. But, it was so fun. It was so cool. I was originally going just to the Critical Role live show that happened in Australia. They came to Australia for the first time.
Who are Critical Role?
Critical Role, they are a group of voice actors that play Dungeons and Dragons, and they played that on their live show. And they went to Supernova to do a bunch of fun like Q&As and meet and greets and all of that fun stuff. So yeah.
What was that actually like? Because we see like photos of your story of you standing taller next to Matthew Mercer.
Yes.
And I always see the images of the people at the meet and greets, but what's it actually like per se, like when you actually go and begin meeting them?
For me, I think it's different because, like, I know what it's like. I don't know what it's like. I'm not a massive star, but, like, I know, like, as an actor, like, they're just people. So that's just kind of how I was treating it. Like, oh, I'm just going to meet, like, another friend, essentially.
Like, they are well-known actors, but they're not, like, super, like, they're not the type of people that the fame would get to their head.
No, and they were all, like, really, really, really lovely when I met them. Yeah, I managed to get photos with a photo with the whole cast, and then individual photos with Marisha and Matt and Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey's
voiced Abby
in
The Last of Us Part 2. And I also managed to get a signing from Anjali Bhimani, who voices Symmetra on Overwatch. And she was really, really lovely as well. She was awesome. I
actually feel like I need a photo of the Overwatch character after this to know who it is, because I've never
added in post.
Yeah, she was awesome, and I actually went to her Q&A panel as well. She had so many insights about like acting. Like her approach is I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for like, because she's of South Asian descent. She's like, I'm doing this for other South Asians that like want to be represented in media. And I was like, wow, that's so, one, it's so selfless, and two, I can see how that would really drive a person. So I thought that was really cool.
The Q&As for shit is always so cool. I had like, I don't know how many, it was like 5 or so of those at Sydney Film Fest, which was earlier this month. And I saw 5 films there. And then I went to 2 Q&As essentially. They were also like kind of TED Talks. One was the director of Assassin's Creed. He was there. His name's Justin. I don't want to say his last name to get it wrong. I forget what it is. The other was Jafar Panahi. And he basically won first place at Cannes Film Festival with his...
What about the Townsville Film Festival?
It was just an accident, I think, is the English title for it. But it's so kind of weird to see these people in person in a way, because it was also like I did an assignment on one of his films and so it's funny to see them in person. But their insight is so cool. Jafar specifically, he talked about like the concept of like a filmmaker's vision. It's pivotal, it's important, and also like to really cherish your name and like what you represent in a way, to where he had moments where like he felt like he lost himself in the film. It wasn't his film anymore, and he took his name off a film. So there would be a mysterious film out there that he actually worked on, but because he didn't believe that it was like his vision, or he fell out of the film, that he took his name off, and it's out there somewhere. Maybe it's a short, I don't know. But their insight's always so fascinating as well, because it is literally just normal people that are thinking like us, that had those thoughts like us, being like, oh, I do want to do this, or I enjoy doing this.
Yeah, like Anjali Bhamani, she had an experience, she got cast in an opera, and she said, like, the actor in her was like, I'm not an opera singer, what the hell am I doing being cast in an opera? But because she'd done musical theatre on Broadway, by the way, I had no idea she'd done musical theatre on Broadway, she got picked up to be part of this opera. And it's all about being able to convert those inner demons into things that fuel you and work positively for you.
And just say yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But also learn to say no.
No. See? I've learned, guys. I've learned. All right. Now, we're going to move on to a sort of debate. And see, as all 5 of us are film students, kind of now 3 of us have graduated. I am not one of the 3. High five, Jack. We high-fived.
The 2 hosts.
Yeah, I was going to say the co-host Coinky Dink. That's, yeah.
The Coinky Dink hosts.
But I'm going to ask this to all of us in the simple thing of, do you think the uni degrees teach us well about filmmaking?
I feel like I'm the least qualified to give a statement on this, because I have a
far
performing arts degree, not a filmmaking degree.
Yeah, I'm not that far behind, to be honest, because I'm majoring in news media, so...
Yeah, he's a news media lackey.
Oh, well, so I just lied to them for a second.
How could you?
How could you? Yeah, buddy, Jack does the degree... not the degree. The major that apparently is more important than the other 2, being media arts, which is what we did, and PR. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm doing news media.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Even
that's what I mean.
then,
You're doing the one that they say is more important than the others.
we have like 4 different degrees collectively, because Jared, you and Will did the same one, and then Bailey and Jack are saying they've done different ones, and I know that I've done different ones to you guys, because I am the only one here that went and goes to a different university. So it's also a different thing of a different course. But do you guys think, like, yes, like, what's your answer?
My answer is somewhat from a certain point of view. What about you, Will?
Mine's controversial, like it's debatable, but
Controversial.
I've got a analogy for it.
Okay, let's hear it.
I want to compare it to, I like to play guitar, and I want to compare it to learning to play the guitar, which is that when I started, I mostly just looked for resources. I didn't really have a formal training. I kind of just started off by just learning whatever songs I was interested in doing and pick up techniques as I went on. And especially the last couple of years, when it comes to some theory things, because I didn't really learn a whole lot of theory stuff in high school, I'm sitting there going, this is great. Why didn't I try and do some of this years ago, like spend an afternoon trying to practice some stuff? And I guess what I'm trying to say when it comes to uni is that going to uni gives you a bit of a direction on what to learn. Like, you can kind of seek out stuff and look up stuff that will enrich your teaching, like help you understand better. But the idea is coming out in a sequence, so you start off with basic rules like the 180 degree rule.
I still haven't learned that rule.
But you get introduced to it in that. It's like an example of me and Jared when we worked on that Assassin's First Magical in high school. It's pretty shit, because we didn't really know the rules, we just knew...
Camera show, it was just point the camera at what's happening.
Yeah, it was just, the idea is to someone that trying to make a movie from what they're seeing without knowing the rules, which is similar to learning to play a song to the record without not always completely knowing what's going on that way. And compare that to like the first things we did at uni, where we had an idea on some of the rules. They already looked a bit better, they already felt a bit better, even if they were still a bit crap.
Yeah, like a continuation.
Yeah, so it just gives you like an idea on where to go and where to start with concepts, and then it's up to you at times to kind of understand them and work on them.
but I feel like you can honestly kind of just like Google this shit online, and like you can watch a simple YouTube video of how to write a script and then download a script software, and then you're sort of off.
I can absolutely agree with that, but when were you ever going to do that? Like, in your spare time? Like, it's only because we're paying for the university degrees that we're like, oh shit, we actually have to do the work and learn the thing.
We can talk to the lecturers and tutors and that in person.
Way. But it's also because I didn't fully know about that until like getting to uni and stuff. I think part of it is also like nobody walked up to me and said, hey, you can Google how to write scripts and watch a video online, and all that's on is that you can, in some way, you can kind of learn vaguely this stuff from outside of uni. There is just maybe a bit more practicality that you can learn in uni, I would say. But I think I would kind of just prefer that. It does a good job, but I just prefer the assignments would be a bit tailored to giving you the flexibility to explore your skills more.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it too. So like that way you do end up looking up a lot of stuff, like writing stuff, keys and that, and you kind of do pick up a little bit from it, even if it's a bit fragmented. But some of that stuff that I did learn would have been better early off, or knowing a bit more on how to structure learning, and that's what it gives you. So like that's what I meant by like I could look up a key and I tried to write something in that. I knew a few chords in the key just from trying to write it, but then a bit down the line I went, oh, there's a way you can do to realize what's in a key. Why didn't I start with that?
Yeah, it sort of gives you a good baseline structure and set of skills that allows you to then go out and branch out and learn more.
Yeah,
and
like,
you also get to meet people.
Yeah, that's,
like you can get, say, look up writing a script, and what the resource you find could be a bit above a level. For example, the script writing course, it starts by breaking down a bit more, and you go, oh, that's how you...
I don't know if I've ever learned anything from my screenwriting class aside from structure, though, admittedly. Like, a lot of what I do learn about screenwriting now is more from YouTube videos and stuff, but it's more maybe they set me to a direction. I think it's just I wish the assignments would teach you how to do it well rather than solely just how to do it.
I think one thing I want to jump in and just add to that is something that Finn almost alluded to before. I think we do learn stuff at university, but I think the best part and what I most value from my time at uni is the connections that we made there. Like
nepotism.
Sure. So basically,
the pause.
Oh no, that was a good pause. I'm not gonna lie, but like the people we met there, and not just like lecturers, but fellow classmates and peers that we're gonna hopefully work with going forward, is just that I think that's something I value quite deeply.
Yeah, I agree.
I also think another great part about doing a lot of like film work in uni is that you essentially don't have to worry about a budget, kind of.
Yeah.
So you're getting to do all of the filming, which is the fun stuff, without the scariness of the finances, which is like the real world stuff when you get out there and do it yourself.
I mean, obviously you're paying to go to uni, but that's covered. That also includes like insurances and whatnot.
And also you don't actually have to pay back if you use like hex debt. Like you don't have to pay back until you earn a certain amount.
Yeah, true.
Just for the any American listeners, just know that we have a superior student loan.
It's fun.
Just become anti-American.
No,
this is an Australian recruitment ad now. But we're just trying to get as many people to come say hi.
But yeah, mentioning the people is a good one too, because there are other people with different strengths and areas, and you kind of get inspired by them. Like Bailey mentioned Caitlin, the fabulous production designer, with a different approach. You go, shit, that's really cool.
You can learn from your peers as well.
Yeah,
that's probably my biggest thing with this, is that yes, the filmmaking courses that I've taken at uni, they do well communicating the fundamentals to you, but I tend to be more of a visual learner when it comes to this kind of stuff, and so being around you guys on set, I feel like it's done a lot more to teach me about filmmaking, because it's out of the confines of uni. You know, you're not doing this to fulfill the requirements of an assignment, you're doing this out of passion. It's like a lifelong kind of passion project. And I think just that change in demeanor, like the different aim, I guess, that is what has inspired me to kind of dip my toes into filmmaking. I'm probably not as
Into it.
that's probably the best
Yeah, I
way
mean,
to put
you
it.
don't
But
do
like,
you-
yeah.
What?
Obviously, I mean, news media, so
Like,
writes itself.
don't get me wrong. I love it. Like, I'm not as well versed in it, I guess is what I'm trying to say, in as you guys are. I have like a few vague and very chalked ideas in my head, but for now, I kind of prefer to just, I guess, feed off of what you guys are doing, because you guys are obviously the more experienced ones. And so, yeah, just, yeah, in short, uni's good, but being out of those confines is better.
Well, true, but I think another good point, sometimes confines in filmmaking is kind of fun, because sometimes you really struggle to come up with ideas, and sometimes putting limitations and restrictions on yourself helps you be more free in a way.
Like the 10-shot films.
Oh yeah, that's the hand movement I was doing earlier that choked up Finn. I was going, 10-shot film.
Where Jared, how do we describe the movement?
Oh, I just chop. It's like you chop your hand down onto your hand.
Yeah, it's like
In the
chopping
form of a
food in your
clapperboard.
hand, and
Yeah,
now
it's like
everyone is trying
It's
to
as
do
if you're
it.
slicing a carrot on a chopping board, but there's no carrot there, and it's just your hand. On
The way
your
I
hand.
describe it is like you ramming your right hand into your flat. They're both flat hands.
Yeah.
You're slamming your right hand into your left hand.
Yeah, and you do it as quickly as you say. So if you did 10-shot film slowly, you do it slowly.
I can't
If you
believe
did
you
it
do
really quickly, you do.
And that is how to do the 10-shot film
Yeah,
thing.
I'm glad.
This is really riveting entertainment
Yeah.
for all of our audio listeners.
I do want to get to what I did say before and expand on is just the assignments I think one thing is different is different unis and stuff have different priorities of like a filmmaking uni will also have different classes and assignments. But for some, I do wish the assignments would do that thing of variety and improvement rather than mainly just learning and possibly expanding. So a screenwriting class, I feel like a cool assignment would be to sort of give everyone the same script and tell them to either like fix it or change it or make it you, and you get this whole variety of different people and you get to sort of find their voice through seeing how everyone does it and seeing how they improve it or change it.
Honestly,
or,
that would have been so sick.
or with you guys for Morning or Bitch, I feel like it would have been more interesting if the crews were all given the same script and you see how each one visualizes
there was
it.
5
The scripts kind of sucked though, which was also hard.
I know, Morning especially, we like this general idea going on, but God, this script sucks. Let's fix it. We actually did make changes to it to make it better, I thought.
That's the other thing
Not
too.
breaking the window,
Just
though.
want to let everyone know. Those are the movie's titles, Morning and Bitch. We weren't just saying that for fun.
Morning, bitch.
I remember working on Bitch. That's not the title. That's just how I feel about it. No, that's the title.
Yeah.
I want to add a bit more to what I was saying before, while using the story I told earlier before about that dreaded TV shot. During the last semester, me and Jared worked on this one class where we learned some editing techniques, such as compositing, and we kind of just learned a bit of the basics. But the fact that we learned those basics meant that when I had to fix
them.
Yeah, when I had to fix the TV shot, I was able to think and try and do a bit more advanced compositing than what I tried in the class to try and fix this dreaded shot.
Yeah.
And so that direction of being shown this thing and then thinking about it and trying to go, how can I keep using this philosophy to try and fix a problem?
Yeah.
It's a way of saying it encourages you to learn a bit of the basics and it encourages you to think about how something works rather than just going, oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I think that's something I have down here about structure. I think the uni structures the course. Obviously, you don't have to do it in the way, but they encourage you to. I think the way they do it actually sort of makes a lot of sense. So I think first year courses are a lot of like general introductory sort of stuff. Like creative collabs like gets you into it, and then like mobile media making and others, like you get to start building on that sort of experience. And then second year is a lot of role based courses, like so we have cinematography, screenwriting, sound production.
I'm kind of fucking jealous of you off of that.
So the people who do those roles get a lot of like good stuff. And then third year is like the major project stuff. So we have short film production, then we have the major project, and then we also have cool ones like advanced media or what's the other one?
Was it
experimental media,
I love
which
that.
kind of like goes into other smaller stuff. But I think it's just for those other roles that aren't corresponded with what I just said in those second year courses, maybe like a producer or lighting. They don't get as much education on their roles. And then I could say directors probably from those general ones and from like cinematography and throughout kind of just get generally touched on anyway. So even though there's not a directing course, it's kind of like brought up a lot in that.
Especially because you actually have to make stuff in these assignments which would kind of require a directorate anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So like even though it's cinematography, it's like you're the director as well.
Yeah. It's kind of like a general filmmaking course, just with
Yeah.
the name cinematography.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with so many different classes, shit carries over from one to another, and even then, you can do that other one. So I've also done some radio classes, Jack has as well, and you can sort of carry things over from radio into film and film into radio. And to think of that, do we have anything else to touch on?
I think we've covered it all.
Yeah, I think.
Then, speaking of shit that carries over, where's shit that is going to carry over into the next segment? The Ryan Gosling segment, a segment that has nothing to do with Ryan Gosling.
Yahoo!
Yes, it's my favorite segment.
And so I have come up with a game on real or fake crew roles, where I'm just going to say a crew role, and you just have to guess if it's real or fake. And I guess keep track of your points on your hand. There are 6 of them. Are we ready to go?
I don't have 6 fingers.
Or 6 hands.
You have 2 hands.
Yeah, but both my hands have only 5 fingers. Actually, 4 fingers.
Yeah,
and a
so
thumb.
I don't... Yeah, smart thinking. We ready to go?
No.
Yes.
Well,
Too bad.
The first one is Best Boy.
Yes.
That's real.
Best boy.
Best
Real.
Boy.
Real.
Best
I
boy.
think that's real.
Best
That
boy.
is real.
Best boy.
Best Boy.
I'm gonna say
Best
real.
with a T?
Best. Like best or less.
Okay. Best boy.
That was your example.
Say real.
Yeah, that
I
is
don't know,
real.
it just popped in my head. Wait, so what's everyone saying?
I'm
Real.
gonna say that's false.
Wait, raise your hand if you think it's real. Okay, so Jared, Jack, Will have raised their hands and they are correct. It is real. It can also be called Best Girl or Best Person, or I forget another one that was called like
Best
lead
non-binary.
engineer or something.
What is that role? What?
It's I think it's like a lighting assistant essentially.
Oh yes, no, that is it. I do
Ah.
remember. That's
It's
why
like
I
the
saw. I've heard this
category of
one.
gaffer. I
Okay.
should have
Again-
actually looked up what these roles do.
I didn't
Oh,
actually
Finn.
go. I did acting, not film.
Yeah, I know. It's still a fun game, mate.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying I don't know as much, so I'm probably gonna come
Jack got
last.
I remember seeing it in like the credits when I was like 6. Like, I can't remember what movie it was, but just
6.
I was-
Jesus.
I was like, how is that a real role?
Dude's memory goes
Your
insane.
recall is impressive.
I mean, sometimes I'm good at
I want to say it was The Cat in the Hat,
Yeah.
just because it's like my entire personality.
I
Who
swear to
knows?
God,
Pure
please,
cinema.
not the Cat in the Hat.
Such a
Oh
good
God.
movie.
Now, next one is GFX and FX engineers.
That's gotta be a real role.
I'm gonna guess
I feel
false.
like I'm
It's
gonna guess false. I think you're tricking us.
I think it's from the same idea of a department, but not by those names.
Yeah, because GFX doesn't sound. What graphic effects is that? What
Yeah,
it
I
is?
think that's
And
probably
I'll
what
just-
GFX would be.
Okay, so
I'm-
raise your hand if you think it's real. Jack has raised his hand, and he is wrong. Jared, Bailey, and Will are correct. It is fake.
2 from 2,
I
baby.
had stolen it from looking at the credits of the Wild Robot, where it's actually CFX and FX engineers. Now, moving on to the next one, we have lighting integrator.
Lighting integrator. I feel like that has to be.
It sounds like something you would see on one of those digital sets now.
Yeah, like someone, or it sounds like an electrician, like a fancy word for the electrician that like installs the lights.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I feel like no matter what, I'm gonna feel like an idiot. So I'm just gonna say false.
Yeah, I'm gonna go false too. I'm just gonna use the logic that it's one of those
What's-
official sounding ones that isn't actually a thing, so I'm gonna go false too.
If I fail, I fail. I'm gonna split the room.
Okay,
What does that
I,
mean?
I will as well. Are we both going true? Yeah.
So
Well,
can we get a hand
Jack-
raise?
We're both true, and Jared and
What's
Jack
up,
are
Will?
false.
True.
Okay, So, it's fake.
Yeah.
Go!
I forget where it came from. So, can we get a quick score count?
3.
So,
2.
Jared is on 3,
Oh,
Will is on
2.
2, Jack is on 2,
I'm on 1.
Bailey is on 1. He's doing
Shit,
so good.
Shit, Jared's winning.
Yeah.
Now, Bailey, what about second AD?
Second AD?
Yeah, second
True.
AD.
I'm gonna
True.
say true.
Yeah, that sounds like some.
It sounds absurd enough to be true.
I, know,
It
I think
sounds like
I'm
some
pretty
film
confident
BS.
I've seen second.
I think I've read a thing about the conventions of that, so I'm
Yeah.
going to say true.
Everyone's saying true?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It is true. It is real.
Yes.
I think I saw it. I came up with that one as being one, and then I was looking through the credits of a movie for another one and saw second AD is there. I was gonna go 6th AD, which is also a thing. There's also 3rd second AD. The shit is kind of just wild.
There's
It
so
just-
many ADs.
It just drips down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Assistant directors go crazy, man. Next we got Wrangler.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah,
Like,
for
are we
purpose-
talking like a
Wrangler,
data
yeah.
wrangler?
If
Yeah,
we're
like
like
a
a-
wrangler's.
true.
I was gonna say like for a western, like they're rounding out like
Yeah.
the horses. So I'm gonna say true for that too.
Yes. That is true.
Okay, now, yes, it is true.
5 from 5.
But I'll quickly spin off of that. There's a variety of different Wranglers.
Data Wrangler.
Is
Jeep Wrangler.
so? Do you think Child Wrangler is real or fake?
I feel like
Wait, is that
just
number 6?
No, this is
It's
just
just
a
a
spin-off one. Just to
spin-off
quickly,
one.
do you think it's real or false? Go.
False.
I'm gonna say real. 'Cause,
I
like,
feel like if it is real, I feel so bad for every child in Hollywood. So I'm hoping it's false.
Yes.
having
It's
watched-
real.
Oh, I was gonna say I've watched Cheaper by the Dozen like so many times, and just with the amount of kids in it, I was thinking that would be like the perfect film to have that kind of role. So yeah,
It just has like the write-up that I found just says that there's like a variety of them, and it lists animal wranglers, child wranglers. I'm pronouncing these randomly, and vehicle wrangler, which I guess it's just sort of like keeping a track on them, keep bringing them to set and stuff. But now we have the last one, number 6. What is a score total? I forget at this point.
I'm on 3.
Okay, so lastly we have insert car driver.
Insert car drive.
Yes.
Is insert meant to be
Insert car driver. That is
Or
the title.
It's not a replacement word.
It's not a
just-
replacement word. It's insert car driver.
Is that like a stunt man? Like, yeah.
Yeah, true. I'm going to go with it's a true roll.
you know what? I'll stick with everyone. I'll go true.
It sounds true.
Yeah, I think it's true.
This could potentially break Jared's perfect score.
I hope so.
Well. Sorry, everyone's just looking at me in anticipation, and it is real. I got it
yes.
from the credits of Chef.
Yo,
Nice.
6 from
I saw
6.
it, man. I was
6.
like,
I'll
that
take
is
that.
just a hilarious one that I have to
Jared is
add.
our winner. Congratulations, Jared.
Yeah. Well, once you guys all said true, I was like, well, I might as well go true.
I know,
Might
you,
as well
you could
not
say
be
what
the
I
odd
said,
one
split
out.
the room.
No.
But
I mean, it wouldn't really be splitting the room. It'd be like ripping 1/4 of the room off.
Quarter
What
reject.
yeah, quartering the room.
Quartering the room. Yeah, well, that was Film Crews, real or fake. That's all I've got. We kind of wrapping up now, I suppose. Jared, where can they find us?
You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. It's Nanobot Studios. Do you want me to spell it out, or everyone knows how to spell Nanobot? I hope.
Let's do it anyway.
Nanobot.
You spelled it wrong.
Fuck off.
I'm sorry, I don't remember fuck off being in the word nanobot.
Do you want
Oh,
me
it's
to spell
silent.
Studios too?
Nanobot Studios, the fuck off is silent.
It's like in the parentheses.
In between
that's
nano
the word.
and bot.
But that's all we have for now. So thank you for listening so much, and that's a wrap.